Well, let's bring in Leonid Petrov, a senior lecturer of strategic intelligence at the International College of Management in Sydney. Thank you so much, Leonid, for joining us on this news hour. So Sergei Shoigu is now in Pyongyang. What will Russia be wanting to get out of this visit to North Korea?
Well, I think it's an important day today for not only for Russia and North Korea, but for Northeast Asia in general. Today we commemorate the 70th anniversary of the signing of armistice agreement, a ceasefire agreement which put on hold the fratricidal war between North and South Korea. Things have changed since then in many ways, and people believe that the Cold War was over, but again, we live in the new environment where the former allies of North Korea, China and Russia, sending their delegations to Pyongyang to celebrate the so-called victory in the Great Patriotic War, as it is recognized in North Korea. But for South Koreans, it's a sad day because the peace agreement has never been signed since then. So what does Sergei Shoigu, Minister of Defense of Russian Federation, doing in Pyongyang? Well, we can only guess, given that Russia is now conducting an aggressive war in Ukraine, and perhaps Russia is looking forward to more cooperation with North Korea in terms of conventional weapons. North Korea has a stockpile of weapons of mass destruction as well. Perhaps some collaboration in intercontinental ballistic missile technology, who knows? In exchange for some conventional weapons from North Korea, which Americans have been accusing North Koreans and Russians recently, perhaps Russia could send some food to the starving North Korean population, because the 3.5 years of COVID restrictions, the complete ban on restrictions, and North Korean borders have been locked since January 2020. There have been no trade, no travel, and no exchange, neither from Russia nor with China, and forget about South Korean cooperation. So perhaps Russia and North Korea will talk about military economic cooperation, and that's what both countries need.
And Leonid, with all of that happening in North Korea, this economic isolation, this help now that they're getting from Russia and China, we've also seen more ballistic missile testing from Pyongyang, because they are very threatened by South Korea's close relationship with the United States. Do you expect that to continue, where tensions will also still rise on the Korean Peninsula?
Well, look, North Korean regime can survive only in the hostile environment with its South Korean government, with the American patrons, with the neighbors like Japan. Definitely, North Korea needs to boost its nuclear capability, and intercontinental ballistic missiles, even short and medium-range missiles, keep North Korean regime some sort of immune from invasion, regime change. And that's what the 70 years of armistice have proven, that even without the firm, peaceful environment, without peace regime, peace agreement, the regime can survive just relying on the nuclear or other weapons of mass destruction capability. That's what Ukraine has voluntarily given up back in 1994, and then Russia and Western European governments gave security assurance to Ukraine, but we can see that they don't really worth of the paper that were written on. So nuclear capability is something what helps governments to survive, and this is the very sad result of the Korean War, which we can see, and many more countries, including South Korea, now looking at the possibility of developing its own nuclear program.
Leonid Petrov, live there from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for your analysis.